pre-COVID, the company did really well, but they were deemed essential over COVID. So while other brick and mortars were being forced to close their doors, it gave them a unique opportunity. But they realized, hey, utility alone wasn't enough. So COVID served as an inflection point and an accelerator to what I consider their customer evolution. Customers expected this type of digital first experience driven model, and they didn't have that in-house capability to scale that transformation. That's where IDR had a great opportunity to partner with them. And 6 years later, we're still driving that transformation. But the problem wasn't really a talent challenge or gap. It was more like an organizational design problem where we were able to help draw out that roadmap. So pre-COVID, for anything under digital, they were paying a lot of outsourced agencies more to just maintain operations. They weren't really building internal capabilities. And for a 3, 6 month, even 12-month project, that works. But for a long-term roadmap, which again, this is going on 6 years, that doesn't work. They need that institutional knowledge to live inside the business. And that's where IDR really came in and adjusted that. Digital transformation for them meant, connecting the product, the brand, and technology into one seamless customer journey, right? So when you think about who all has a hand in that journey, it's UX researchers, product managers, middle management in between those. It's everyone that has a creative skill set all the way up to operations, VP of retail media operations. So everyone that would be considered an individual contributor all the way up to executives that have more of the oversight on the long-term strategy. When you walk in one of their stores, they've got AI facial recognition for pets. When you walk in, it'll snap a picture of your dog or cat, mostly dogs, but I don't know if anyone's taking their cat out to the store these days. But anyways, it'll ping at one of the workers that's closest in proximity and say, hey, Joey's in the store right now with their golden retriever, Bob. Bob really likes these like beef treats. And they'll go in the back room and get one of those treats and bring it to their dog. Like that to me is like the highest form of personalization you can go. So if you look up trends for retail 2026, like hyper personalization is also at the top of everyone's list. But to make that happen, a lot of times you do need AI on the back end because, if you're a store worker and you can remember, 5,000 plus customers and their dog's name, then I need to meet with you. But I don't know anyone that can do that on their own. So it was a lot of discovery at the beginning. What does success look like in 3 years? What capabilities must live inside the business long term that right now you might be paying an external agency for? And then ultimately, where are we losing time? Where are we losing revenue today? Because of talent gaps, and opening up those meetings like that organically help define where IDR could really come in and add value. And sometimes it wasn't just creating a job description saying, hey, we need a UX engineer. A lot of those conversations were around guidance with, do we need to frame this as contract or potential to go perm? Do we need someone for 3 months or, someone to come in and help build that success for 3+ years? It was a lot of back and forth dialogue to really pinpoint what's needed today, and then long term too. Most firms reply and respond to open requisitions. For this partnership, IDR was helping define those requisitions before talent ever even enters the picture. Those discovery conversations are happening and continue to happen where we're aligned with all the leaders to help clarify capability gaps, whether it be talent or more like operational or process driven. So, instead of being a tactical supplier to them, we are strategic partners together and we're aligned on every step of that roadmap. And for me, it's the transparency and trust. If something doesn't feel right or it's not working, either sides of the table are able to say, "Hey, we need to pivot. We need to pivot quickly to keep the roadmap going." For them, it was creating a seamless customer journey and having that institutional knowledge in-house to make it happen. When I think about measuring success in the conversations I'm a part of, there's always going to be tangible KPIs. You can measure revenue, bottom line, is that growing, traffic, app engagement. But I feel like the real success is an indicator of roadmap maturity. Are you building on what's already working well? Because to me, that means the transformation is working. And that's where I get excited because ultimately that means, um, you're adding headcount, you're adding processes, you're building something new, and to look back at, in this particular case, where we were 2020 to now 2026, and I can say 30 plus people are still there. They're making it happen. It's really cool to see that transformation. When I think about what works well with this partner in particular, it's because they made IDR part of their DNA.